Welcome back to the Mazda 3 Flip project. It's not quite done yet. It drives just fine, except for the brakes. So here's the story. I got it out on the road after getting everything else ready to go. It was snowy outside, so I decided to test, hey, that's one thing we need to make sure works on this vehicle, is the analog brake system still works. So slammed on the brakes, ABS did its normal thing, was fine, stopped, no problem. Got to the stop sign at the end of the neighborhood and whoa, 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 pumping the brakes. I got it to stop. It still does stop. However, ever since that ABS stop, I've not gotten the brakes to be solid again. I've bled them multiple times. This Mazda has a particular brake bleeding sequence where you start on the furthest away from the master cylinder. However, there's this kind of crossover routing that the piping has, the brake lines do. So then after the driver's rear, you come to the passenger rear, you come to the driver's front to cross over. Then you go to the driver's rear and then the passenger front. And that's the proper brake bleeding sequence for a Mazda 3. That didn't help. It had snowed again. I decided to take it out. Maybe I just need to work out the fluid. Maybe something, since it hasn't been ran in years, there's some cavities or some air inside the ABS unit that I just need to maybe run the ABS a few more times to work that out. So I drove around the neighborhood, activated the ABS 20 or 30 times in that driving around the block, and still didn't get any more solid of a brake pedal. I also looked into some software that can plug in and automatically cycle the ABS system. Unfortunately, the software that I'll mention right here below, what the name of it was, because I can't remember right now, it doesn't have the capability to do that for this particular model of vehicle. It does other Fords and some other Mazdas, but not this one. Didn't have that auto bleed feature. So I wasn't able to do that, but that didn't turn out to be important anyways, because again, cycling the ABS while driving it around the neighborhood didn't help either. So I've come to the conclusion, and from my research, that this ABS unit has gone bad. These are known in Fords and Mazdas to have a valve inside get stuck so that it doesn't operate properly and it doesn't allow to have a solid brake pedal. You can also tell that it has this problem because it makes a noise, kind of a whooshing noise, when you push down the brake pedal, and the brake pedal, even with the vehicle off, is not solid. If you've ever pressed a brake pedal down in a vehicle that was off, once you pump it once or twice, it is rock solid, right? Because you don't have power brakes. This pedal has never been solid since that ABS first actuation in the snow about a month ago. Even up to now. So I'll cut into a clip where you can let you hear that noise. So what we're going to do is replace this ABS pump with a unit from a junkyard that I just got today. So hopefully that will fix it. I'll take you through doing that. And once that's done, we'll see if it's fixed. So wish me luck. All right, the first step is we need to disconnect this electrical connector. There are two clips here that you need to squeeze to pull this out. There we go, that lifts up. The connector pulls out after you lift this all the way up. There we go. It's a pretty big guy there. Let's take this connector out of the master cylinder. Get it out of the way. Okay. See there, multi-pin connector. Move that down out of the way. So the next steps are going to be removing all of those brake lines and making a nice big mess. So let's do that. I believe these are 13. This is a 12. That is not a 13. So how about a 10? Maybe the top ones are 13. This one's 10. So yes, that's 10. It's going to be rather challenging to get to because it's so far in there. You can see the bolts down there this is held in with. This is a bolt. However, that bottom one looks like it's just a stud that it might just come out of. So let's work on the top ones first. Smart thing to probably do before I start this is get a drain pan. All right. Drain pan is there. Let's see what happens with these. Now, that does seem a little loose for 10. I have a 9mm. I'd rather check that before I try. Here's a 9mm flare wrench that you need to use for brake lines. Just going to double check that that is not the right one. I want to make sure I'm the exact right size. Okay, 9 does not fit. This end of this wrench is a 10. So, there we go. That one's loose. I'm going to get them all loose first. I'm going to try to at least. There we go. Be careful. Okay, it's broke loose. Kind of tough. A lot of spaghetti. Okay, that one's loose. Let's see if we can remove this one first, get it out of the way, so that there's more clearance for the others. Once you break them loose, you should just be able to use a normal. So here's a nice short 10. You already see some fluid wanting to leak out of there, but that's just the way it's going to be. We'll have to bleed the brakes when we're done. Sure, it'll be fun fishing this guy out of here amongst the spaghetti once I get all this disconnected. And of course, connecting them all back in and threading them in will be fun too. All right. Line 1. Hey, so far not that much leaking. I like that. All this plastic cable management or line management here is going to keep me from moving around, but I want to try not to remove it from there because that's probably very old and brittle. If I take them out, I'm afraid I'm not going to get them back or I'll break the plastic. So let's see what this buys me. See if I can go from up the top and loosen. So I need to be up here. That'll probably work. Or it might just fail. Epically. All right. That worked. Hooray. That's 2 of them loosened. How much y'all want to bet I drop this wrench? Hey. That made things easy. All right. That's out of the way. Well, I got this one loose before, right? Yep. And I can't remember about this one yet. I think, did I get this one loose? Yep, that one was loose. Now we should be able to get this one, hopefully. Now I need to pull that way, which this guy's in the way. So I'm going to get back off there. I'm going to go through there, come back, push against the line a little bit so I get back down on it. There. Now I can pull and break this one loose. Okay. Fun, fun, fun. Not really hard work, just tedious. And this one loose. I think you're in good shape. Yep. Broke it free. Alright, let's try my little wrench. So many times I can drop it. It's going to be fun getting in the new one. That's for sure. I always thought coolant was my least favorite automotive fluid. I think I'm changing my mind that brake fluid is my least favorite. Don't know. They come in close. See if we can turn it by hand yet. Yep. Yay. 3 out of 3. Now, that's dripping out. I want to put a plug there. No need to waste brake fluid if necessary. So I've got a few plugs that'll probably fit these. Now it can't go over, just to fit over the nipple, not over the rest of it. There, that ought to hold it. Got a few more of those here. Ready for the rest. All right, time to try by hand again. I bend this one just a little bit, and this one just a little bit. Get it out of the way a little more. Ooh, there's the first drop. Didn't go into the car though, so that's a win in my book. Okay, last one. Are we dripping? Not really. I'll take it. And we're free. That one's dripping. All right, line, you need to go up here. There. Need to have that threaded part, the nut, go up on the line so I can get the plug over it. There we go. Time for some paper towels for the hands. All right. Got all the lines disconnected. Now we just gotta unbolt the whole unit. So we've got, looks like just two things. Looks like we got this bolt down here. And then this down here looks like it's just held in as a stud thing. You probably just pull right out. So looking like a 10 millimeter. Get off my hand so I get brake fluid all over my other tools. Minimize the brake fluid tool contact. And spray my hands off with a little simple green. Semi-wash them off. Yep, 10 millimeter. That's the wrong way. That's how you tighten a bolt. This is how you loosen a bolt. Okay, bolt removed. Is she free? Yes, it is free. So it's just one bolt. All these lines. So not too bad to get out of here. Well, famous last words. There we go. So there it is. Here is the old ABS pump and the new to me ABS pump. You can see they just simply cut the lines off. So I'll have to take this bracket off. There are two bolts right here to take it off and mount it to this one. And also I need to get the old lines off of here. So here we go. Just gotta be careful. There's a sharp. Maybe I should remove these first for safety purposes. Let's see how that goes. I like that better. way. I'm gonna bust my hand. Go closer. There. Safety first. Okay. Got this plug on here as well. They just cut it off, so I'll have to remove that here. I can do that by hand here, now that it's not in the car. That was easy. There we go. Don't need that. Now, another 10 millimeter. That guy. This extension is going to be more trouble. Okay, loosen that one. Do the same thing. Hold your hands between here. Maybe. Yep, I got that one there. So. Mounting bracket. To the side. Same position. Mounting bracket. Bolts right back in. That's good. This one. And that's good. This guy's ready to go in. Now we're ready to put the new one back. Or the new to me one. So, we've got to, let's see, how did I do this? I went this way. And then turned. Need to get it behind that line. There. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Going back to your home. This is the bolt. You know you're not at the right orientation because you're bent way back. So when you move these, rotate you back. There. That's the problem. Yep, it's threaded. Just remember, as you're driving down the road, you only have one bolt holding in your entire ABS pump. Sleep well. All right, let's get these lines back in. So we've got to disconnect this one. We'll do a reverse of installation. So this one was dripping. So I got to remove my plug, the cap, rubber cap I've got here. These are just vacuum line caps I got from the help section of your local auto parts store. They work great for brake lines too. All right, there's that. Drip, drip, drip. Go back in your home. That went a lot easier than the master cylinder. Master cylinder was a pain, but we've got a few more to go, so let's see how these go. It'd be nice if they all went in easy. It would make me very happy. That one has seemed to have started. Next. This one doesn't want to turn as easy at all. It just doesn't turn by itself well, so that's going to be fine. Let's get it to a place where it wants to turn easy. And then get it in and see what happens. There it goes. Okay. Just got to do it. Sometimes there's just no trick. Sometimes you just gotta do it. Do one more. Maybe it's threaded, maybe it's not. Nope. Fail. At least they're not all hard. At least two of them were easy. Thought all of them were gonna be hard. Thread. The struggle is real. You know what? You think if I turned it the right way, it might actually thread in. Let's try that instead. Works a lot easier when you turn it the right way. So, pro tip. Okay, move that cap, put that in, turning clockwise to tighten. And you know, it works. It's amazing. I worked in an auto factory for 8 years in the IT department, but I did get out on the line quite a bit as I was interested in the assembly process, and I realize I have no idea how they automated the installation of these ABS pumps and the brake lines. I've seen brake lines, I've seen all these components, but I never paid attention to how these were actually installed. They bend their own brake lines there at the plant, but I've never actually seen them installed. So I'm really curious now. How do they speed up this process when they actually install this stuff at the factory? 2 down. Okay, those are snuggish. Now I'm gonna use the line wrench to get them nice and tight. If I can get some throw. Just gonna bend these out of the way to do so. Okay, here's one. 2. 3. 4. Okay, now for these guys. Clockwise. Clockwise. Yes, friends, I am going clockwise. It's just an angle problem, I think. It's a tough place to get to with 2 hands. I gotta push with one, and I gotta twist with the other. I'm gonna change my lighting position. I'm gonna go here. Maybe. Probably not, but you know, maybe. 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 Probably. Going in tight, but not so tight that I can't cross thread really with this tiny wrench. Alright. There's the angle. Okay. Line wrench tightening. Okay. Okay, it's done. Let's get the brake line or the reservoir sensor in. Let's get the connector connected. So push in as far as I can. Go down, click it in. That is done. It's time to test the brakes, cross everything. All right, we've got the battery back in. The brake pedal feels really solid now without power. The last check is just to turn the car on and make sure we have good brake pedal feel, but since it's good after we've bled the brakes with the car off, I have very high hopes. So here we go, let's start the car. It feels Got this kind of click at the bottom. Not quite sure what's going on there. And of course, our power steering issue's back. Which is great. I've replaced that power steering pump. I put the original one back because the new one I got was noisy. But now I've got an intermittent issue with power steering, which is great. I'm gonna put the wheels back on and test the brakes and see how they feel. I think they're gonna be okay. It's got this little weird clunk at the bottom, which I'm not used to, so it may just be this car. Well, good news, the brakes work fine. Again, the power steering does not, but I'm driving it anyways. Brakes still feel fine. Brakes work great. Engine seems great. Yeah, brakes feel great. Absolutely, it was that ABS pump that had gone bad, without a doubt.